The mass airflow MAF sensor is a small but mighty component in your vehicle's engine system. Positioned between the air filter and the throttle body, it measures the volume and density of air entering the engine, sending this data to the engine control unit, ECU, to fine-tune the fuel injection process. When the MAF sensor starts to fail, it disrupts this delicate balance, leading to a cascade of performance issues that can leave you stranded or burning through your wallet at the gas pump. Recognizing the signs of a faulty MAF sensor is key to maintaining your vehicle's health. From subtle hints like reduced fuel economy to dramatic symptoms like stalling or black exhaust smoke, a bad MAF sensor can manifest in many ways. In this detailed guide, we'll explore the 10 most common symptoms of a bad mass airflow sensor, explain why they happen, and offer insights into what you can do about them. Let's dive in. Number 1. Check engine light illuminates. One of the first clues that your MAF sensor might be on the fritz is the check engine light cell glowing on your dashboard. The ECU relies on the MAF sensor's data to keep the engine running smoothly, and when it detects something off, whether the readings are too high, too low, or erratic, it logs a diagnostic trouble code, DTC like P0101, MAF sensor circuit range / performance problem, or P0102, low input. This triggers the CEL as a warning to get things checked out. However, the CEL isn't a definitive diagnosis on its own. It's more like a nudge to investigate further. Other issues, like a bad oxygen sensor or a vacuum leak, can also light it up. To pinpoint the MAF sensor, grab an OBD-ROMAN 2 scanner, available for cheap online or at auto parts stores, and read the codes. If MAF-related codes pop up, you're on the right track. Ignoring the light could lead to worse problems, so don't brush it off as just another dashboard annoyance. Number 2. Poor acceleration or hesitation. If your car feels like it's dragging its feet when you hit the gas, a faulty MAF sensor could be to blame. When the sensor misreports the amount of air entering the engine, the ECU can't calculate the right amount of fuel to inject. This results in an air-fuel mixture that's either too lean, too much air, or too rich, too much fuel, robbing the engine of the power it needs to accelerate smoothly. You might notice this most when merging onto highways or trying to pass slower traffic. This symptom can be frustrating and even dangerous, especially in situations requiring quick response, like avoiding an obstacle. Over time, driving with poor acceleration might also strain other components, like the transmission, as the engine struggles to keep up. If you feel that hesitation or lack of pep, it's worth checking the MAF sensor before the problem escalates into a bigger repair bill. Number 3. Rough idle. A rough idle, where your engine shakes, vibrates, or fluctuates in RPM while stopped, is another classic sign of MAF sensor trouble. At idle, the engine needs a precise mix of air and fuel to stay stable. A malfunctioning MAF sensor throws this off by sending inconsistent or incorrect air readings, causing the ECU to misadjust the fuel delivery. You might feel the steering wheel trembling or hear the engine sputtering as it fights to stay running. In some cases, a rough idle can be subtle at first, only becoming noticeable when the car warms up or when accessories like the air conditioning are turned on, putting extra load on the engine. Over time, this symptom can worsen, potentially leading to stalling or damage to engine mounts from excessive vibration. Cleaning the MAF sensor with a specialized cleaner might smooth things out, but if the problem persists, replacement could be the next step. Number 4. Engine stalling. Few things are as alarming as your engine shutting off unexpectedly, and a bad MAF sensor can make this a reality. When the sensor fails completely or sends wildly inaccurate data, the ECU can't maintain the proper air-fuel ratio, especially at low speeds or when idling. This can cause the engine to stall, sometimes right after starting or when you lift off the gas at a stop sign. It's a symptom that demands immediate attention for safety reasons. Stalling isn't just inconvenient. It can leave you stranded in traffic or unable to restart the car without a jump or tow. The issue might be intermittent at first, making it tricky to diagnose, but it often ties back to the MAF sensor's inability to keep the engine fed properly. If you're experiencing this, check the sensor's connections and condition. Loose wiring or heavy contamination could be the culprits. Number 5. Decreased fuel economy. A sudden drop in fuel efficiency is a sneaky but significant symptom of a bad MAF sensor. When the sensor underestimates the air entering the engine, the ECU might inject too much fuel, creating a rich mixture that burns inefficiently. Alternatively, overestimating air can lead to a lean mixture, forcing the engine to work harder and use more gas to compensate. Either way, you'll find yourself refueling more often than usual. This symptom can creep up gradually, making it easy to miss until you crunch the numbers on your MPG. Beyond the hit to your wallet, poor fuel economy also hints at broader engine inefficiency, which could stress components like the catalytic converter over time. Tracking your fuel usage and comparing it to your car's baseline, check your owner's manual, can help you spot this issue early. Number 6. Black exhaust smoke. Seeing black smoke billowing from your tailpipe is a dramatic sign that something's wrong, and a faulty MAF sensor could be the cause. If the sensor reports less air than is actually entering the engine, the ECU pumps in excess fuel, creating a rich mixture. This unburned fuel exits as dark, sooty smoke, a clear indicator of combustion problems. You might notice it most when accelerating or revving the engine. Black smoke isn't just an eyesore, it's a red flag for potential damage. Excess fuel can foul spark plugs, clog the catalytic converter, and even lead to costly repairs if ignored. If you spot this symptom alongside others on this list, the MAF sensor is a prime suspect. A quick cleaning might resolve it if contamination is the issue, but a failing sensor will need replacing to stop the smoke show. Number 7. Surging or jerking while driving. Surging or jerking, where your car lurches forward or hesitates unpredictably, can make driving feel like a roller coaster. A bad MAF sensor causes this by sending fluctuating air readings to the ECU, which then adjusts the fuel delivery inconsistently. The result is an engine that can't maintain steady power, especially at cruising speeds, leading to a bumpy ride that's hard to ignore. This symptom can be unnerving, particularly on long drives or in heavy traffic where smooth control is essential. It might start as a minor annoyance, but can worsen as the sensor deteriorates, potentially straining the drivetrain. If you're feeling these jolts, a diagnostic scan and a look at the MAF sensor's condition could save you from a more jarring experience down the road. Number 8. Difficulty starting the engine. Struggling to get your engine to turn over is a frustrating symptom tied to a bad MAF sensor. During startup, the ECU needs accurate air data to set the initial fuel injection. If the sensor is dirty, damaged, or disconnected, the mixture can be off, causing the engine to crank longer than normal or fail to start entirely. You might hear it trying to catch but stalling out before it fully fires up. This issue can be intermittent, working fine one day and leaving you stranded the next, which makes it tricky to pin down without testing. Cold weather can exacerbate it, as the engine demands more precision to start in lower temperatures. If starting your car feels like a gamble, inspect the MAF sensor and its wiring. Sometimes a loose connection is all it takes to throw things off. Number 9. Unusual engine sounds, hiccups, or backfires. A bad MAF sensor can turn your engine into a noisy troublemaker, producing sounds like hiccups, misfires, or backfires, explosions in the exhaust. Misfires happen when the air-fuel mix is too lean or rich, preventing proper combustion in the cylinders. Backfires occur when unburned fuel ignites in the exhaust system, often with a loud bang that's hard to miss. These noises aren't just embarrassing, they signal inefficiency and potential damage. Misfires can wear down spark plugs and coils, while backfires might harm the exhaust system over time. If your engine sounds like it's coughing or popping, the MAF sensor's inaccurate readings could be disrupting the combustion process. A thorough check can help you quiet things down. Number 10. Failed emissions test. Failing an emissions test is a headache that often points to a faulty MAF sensor. Since it regulates the air-fuel ratio, a malfunction can increase emissions of hydrocarbons, HC, carbon monoxide CO, or nitrogen oxides, NOx, pushing your vehicle over legal limits. You might not notice this symptom until test day, but it's a clear sign the engine isn't running as cleanly as it should. The consequences go beyond a failed sticker. High emissions can damage the catalytic converter, an expensive fix. If your car's been running rough or showing other MAF symptoms, Don't be surprised if it flunks the test. Cleaning or replacing the sensor could get you back in the green, so tackle it before your next inspection rolls around. Why does the MAF sensor fail? MAF sensors don't last forever, and several factors can send them to an early grave. Dirt and contamination are the top culprits. Dust, oil, or debris from a neglected air filter can coat the sensor's delicate hot wire or film, skewing its readings. Over time, even normal wear and tear can degrade its precision, especially in high-mileage vehicles exposed to harsh conditions. Electrical issues like frayed wiring, corroded connectors, or a blown fuse can also knock the sensor offline. A clogged or missing air filter amplifies the problem by letting contaminants slip through. Regular maintenance, like replacing the air filter on schedule, can extend the MAF sensor's life, but once it starts failing, these symptoms will clue you in. Diagnosing a bad MAF sensor. Pinpointing a bad MAF sensor starts with some detective work. Use an OBD-ROMAN2 scanner to pull any trouble codes. MAF-specific ones like P0100 or P0103 are a smoking gun. Next, pop the hood and inspect the sensor visually. Look for dirt buildup, physical damage, or loose connections. It's usually a small unit with a wire harness tucked between the air filter box and throttle body. For a deeper dive, test the sensor's output with a multimeter, check your vehicle's manual for specs, or try cleaning it with MAF sensor cleaner. Avoid generic sprays like WD-40, which can damage it. If symptoms persist after cleaning, replacement might be your best bet. Costs range from $50 to $300, depending on your car, and the job's simple enough for die-ers with basic tools.